с другого аккаунта. Попытка все-таки добить задание легенд. То что-то как-то у меня это прям подзастряло событие. Где ты находишься? 12 метров выше. Еще выше. Книжки. Задание, которое сейчас прохожу, вообще в принципе появилось после первого тома, после ВВ, когда был разрушен Нефритовый дворец. Вот уже после его разрушения сразу же появилось задание о том, чтобы восстановить ВВ, Нефритовый дворец. У меня почему-то то ли я, то ли она в принципе просто у меня как-то вылетело из головы, что его нужно было взять. Забавная тропиночка. Суп привкус. Аспик! Если ты поешь острого, тебе попу так пропечет, что мало не покажется. Асп. По-моему, он решил поесть то, что ты кушаешь.
Часто его жесткий, что могу еще сказать. Ребрышки мои почти маловато, но неплохо. Попробуем выпить.
Суп привкуса. Так. Бамбуком. по-моему, совсем не по глазам. Так, это не то, не то, не то, не то, не то, не то, не то. Во! Так, нашла. Нужно 2 ветчины и бамбук. Ветчина готовится 10 минут. Ну, в принципе... Если я правильно помню, ее можно вот здесь купить. У нас получился обычный. Нам нужен вкусный. Ладно, сделаем так. Купим побольше ветчины и пойдем собирать бамбук. Что бамбук у нас в большей степени растет только в одном месте. Вот здесь. У нас есть такой коварный момент, что нас пытается наша же недоделанная ветчина прибить. Так, ну теперь, собственно, идем собирать побеги. Точки 4 нам хватит, потому что у нас всего там 8 осталось. Нам нужно умудриться за это время сделать, точнее за эти попытки сделать вкусные. На всякий случай, если тоже можно приготовить, чтобы мастерство поднять. А все остальное уже готовить умеем. Так, и теперь разговариваем с нашим привередливым магом-ракой. Без этого имя он уже по памяти тут написал.
My boys, I've let you down.
Будем считать, что нам не повезло.
A, B, A, B.
Все, которые новые, это я сегодня у себя и у друзей собрала камушки. В итоге у меня их 10, 20, 29, 38, так, короче, отсюда 9, 18, 27, 36, это у нас получается 45, 44 всего у меня камушка, а их должно быть 72. Так, вот книжку нам дали. Засоб жемчугом.
Don't underestimate the beetle. They can be some of the toughest little guys around. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Want to know what's on this beetle's diet? Sweat and tears, that's what. That's how it gets stronger. I think we can all learn something from that.
Снова мы возвращаемся к мастеру Лу. Ну, собственно, прогонять лесных кабанов там, где мы не так давно были. Такое задание. Пойдите и вернитесь. Причем мы здесь видим черных, которых, в принципе, надо прогнать. Будем считать, что мы прогнали. И вернемся к нашему мастеру. Вот это меня немножко напрягает. Диковинка Люэ. Глазурная лилия. 50 тысяч мора стоит один цветочек. При этом на этой территории, вот там, на полях, ее можно просто бесплатно собрать. Этот цветок. А купить можно всего 3.
Can't catch me.
Что я все уже покупала. А, кстати, мне же надо пусту собрать. И я думаю, что только в мастере, как Ита, хоть кому-нибудь будет полезен. Замечательные книжки на таланты. Это всегда приятно. Так, ну что? Так, у меня Оливия, получается, в погоне за призраком остался. В деревню Ваншота мы чуть позже вернемся. Это мы все-таки в чайный домик сбегаем. Сначала там разберемся, потом вернемся к ритуальным слогам нашим. Вот куда наш кавычковый дендроархон забежал. Ой, сейчас меня разнесет.
There is now no poison left in his system. But recovery from the damage already done will not happen overnight.
Dr. Baiju, is my father going to be...
You needn't worry too much. Keep taking the prescribed medicine every day, and a full recovery will take at most 2 to 3 years. It's good we caught it in time. A few days later, and the toxin would have built up in the internal organs. At that point, things would have been much more serious.
How did they successfully secure such a seldom seen poison? It seems the Fatui are extremely resourceful. Unfortunately for them, they were up against us.
Uncle Tian will be heading off now. Remember to get plenty of rest and avoid overexerting yourself while you're recovering.
Don't worry, I will. Thank you very much.
Ну, что Байджу все еще не анонсирует как игрового персонажа. Договорились, два мальчика с косичками кивнули и
Thank
разошлись.
you for all you've
Что
done
это
to
такое?
resolve this situation. I'll have to make some tea in a moment. You simply have to try it. Yes, the exhaustion seems to have gone. My mind is steadily getting clearer again.
Luckily, it looks like choosing the Tianshu's successor is suddenly not such a pressing issue after all.
Hey, Yelan!
My work is mostly wrapped up, so I thought I'd take a minute to check in here. The assessment process comes to an end here, Uncle Tian. In my opinion, Zhi is not suitable for the position. But Chenwei and Mingbo both have potential.
You have my gratitude. People can change their loyalties easily. I've always known this. But whenever it happens, it's still a dismal experience.
Is it just Paimon, or is Uncle Tian not that surprised?
Don't underestimate Uncle Tian. He wouldn't have appointed me as assessment officer if he hadn't had his doubts about Zhi. Normally, the Yuehai Pavilion would be responsible for assessing the candidates. Isn't that right, Uncle Tian?
Yes, to be quite honest, I wanted to trust him unreservedly. But I have to be responsible with the position of Tianshu. When I first met Zhi, I wondered if he had approached me with a hidden agenda. So I secretly investigated him. I concluded that he had no ulterior motives whatsoever. He just saw me as an ordinary fishing friend. In the end, even he changed. I never had any plans to recommend him directly, but I always intended to give him the chance to compete on a level playing field. Family background and fame mean everything to many people, but I don't attach great importance to them. I had no reputation to speak of when I first became Tianshu. I relied on Ganyu's assistance for all manner of things. What I really admired about Zhi was his intelligence and resilience.
I have to admit, he's a smart guy, and very cautious. The intel suggests that the Fatui saw him as very low risk, but Zhi was still extremely careful with the poisoning. He chose that specific liquor from Shinue Kiosk because the fiery flavor would mask the bitterness of the poison, and he chose to wait until the Fatui official was drunk and had his guard down before delivering it to him. He also installed a secret compartment in the wine pot he bought to hold the poison. As the amount of liquor went down, he'd shake the pot to release the poison from the compartment into the liquor. Afterwards, we also found he had an antidote on him. Had the Fatui official grown suspicious, Jur-E would have drunk the poisoned wine himself, and then found an opportunity to take the antidote shortly afterwards.
But that's still really dangerous.
Yes. Had he drunk the poisonous wine, he still would have faced serious health consequences despite taking the antidote. He didn't hesitate to put himself in harm's way to achieve his goal.
How is Jerry now?
Well, I mean, he is sitting in a jail cell. Like Yanfei says, everyone who breaks the law has to pay the price. Still, he's cooperating. He didn't turn down my offer to strike a deal. I'll make sure there are plenty of guards around to keep him safe from anything the Fatui might be planning.
A deal? Does this have to do with what you said to him when you arrested him?
Yes, Jur-E's not the one I'm interested in. If he was as far as this went, I'd have handed the case off to my subordinates as soon as I realized. But once the Fatui became involved, things got a whole lot more interesting. I thought I might have the chance to catch a big fish.
Well, did you?
Almost. Unfortunately, it slipped off the hook at the last second.
Uncle Tien? Yeon? What are you talking about? Paimon doesn't understand.
Jur-E colluded with the Fatui to try and secure the position of Tianshu. Or, to put it the other way around, the Fatui made an attempt to interfere in the Tianshu selection process. With Yusupov in our hands and a statement from Jur-E, we could afford to continue with the diplomatic offensive. Also, we'd be able to gain control of Theophon, Yusupov's second-in-command. Then we'd have a pawn in the ranks of the Fatui. Pawns like this can be major assets. They open up all sorts of new options. Why else did you think I was investing so much time and effort into this case?
So, okay, well, did your plan succeed?
We got halfway. The first part went off without a hitch, and we passed all the information on to Lady Ningguang. But when we tried to make contact with Theophon, he was gone, along with all the evidence.
The Fatui must be spying on us. Otherwise, they've never been able to respond so quickly.
I found out from other sources that the Harbinger Regrator got involved. The Fatui's main forces aren't concentrated here. Regrator was only treating this as a peripheral concern. It's a pity that Theophon got away. But knowing which Harbingers are still looking at Liyue is something. It gives me a starting point for my next mission.
I have to ask, Yelan, do you have any desire to take over the position of Tianshu yourself? I remember you showed some interest a few days ago at Yenshang Tea House. In my estimation, you are more than competent.
Oh, that. I was obviously joking. I prefer my current life. There's danger and there's excitement. Although it'd still be a behind-the-scenes role, as Tianshu, I wouldn't have the chance to get involved in anything truly clandestine or face any real danger. All right, I'm done here. Time for me to go. I'm heading off again in a few days and I still have to prepare.
Успокоишься. Станешь опорой небес.
As you might have guessed, it's for me to know and you to find out. But I'm sure if you keep going as you are, getting yourselves involved in other people's business all the time, you're sure to get caught up in another misadventure before too long. Maybe I'll see you the next time danger beckons. Until then, keep your wits about you. A lot of people are watching you for a lot of reasons. If you have any more questions, just ask Uncle Tien. After the recent turn of events, I'd say he owes you one, wouldn't you?
Спустя столько времени наконец-то закончили. Так, теперь вернемся к нашим погребальным.
Please help me. Don't worry. The direct.
Так, а где они у нас?
Can't catch me. Can't catch me.
Ой. Так, вот это. Это мы сейчас пешком до Инадзумы собрались. Все-таки есть плюс в том, чтобы сначала карту открыть на 100%, а потом уже, собственно, проходить самый основной контент, задания,
Can't catch me.
потому что ты уже не путаешься, что там, например, это сундук по заданию или это настоящий сундук.
So, what mysterious rituals are you gonna perform here? No ritual at all. We just need to kill some time. Eh? Wait, you didn't take all that vengeful god's curse stuff seriously, did you? They were eradicated ages ago. You saw those two. One thinks he's been cursed, and the other one believes his friends turned into an evil spirit. It's hard to reason with them. Now you see why I believe that ordinary folks should be kept in the dark. I've seen too many people lose their senses on account of things like this. If you want to calm them down, you need to convince them with something tangible. And the best way to do that is to make a great show of destroying the boogeyman they believe in before their very eyes. Sounds like that might work. If you were trying to cheer up a 3-year-old. Why would you ask that? Paimon just wants to know why we can't tell everyone the truth. Because you can't guarantee that telling an ignorant person the truth will improve the situation instead of exacerbating it. What I can do is pretend to pull back anyone who believes their time is nigh. But since the curse is imaginary, our fix will also be make-believe. Makes sense. But why would anyone believe that it's a curse? Do you know the history of the Yaksha?
Было бы забавно сказать нет после всего
They once fought
произошедшего.
against the ancient gods. They fought brilliantly in a battle that engulfed the whole world in darkness.
Хотя в этом,
Although the
кстати,
gods were
плюс.
defeated in the end, their resentment
Даже вот прошли мы
persevered.
сюжетку,
That
но при
resentment
этом не
turned into a
проходили
pestilence spreading
встречи
amongst the
с
ordinary folk.
персонажами.
Hysteric people
Она
mistook
все
it for
равно
the curse of the
учитывается.
gods. The plague took the lives of many, which only furthered its spread, as the dead were a breeding ground for the disease. Then
Хотя
someone
здесь
discovered how to
мой
prevent
ответ не
it from
повлиял бы
spreading,
на то, чтобы она
purify the
сказала.
air, and burn the bodies of the deceased. The pioneers of these practices were, you guessed it, the founders of the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Paimon didn't see that coming. Really? Yes. Anyway, it took many years, but eventually the plague was completely eradicated. We've dealt with similar phenomena multiple times throughout the ages. Each time we successfully restored the balance between life and death. To sum it up, we
Высокие
are
температуры.
gatekeepers, guarding the border for
Если
the sake of
заморозка
both
это
the living
сохранение,
and
то
the dead.
огонь это уничтожение.
So when I say this curse is just a figment of the imagination, I say it with more certainty than most. But I also can't really go telling people that the ancient plagues were real, or it would incite panic. Anyway, let's wait a bit more and get ready for the show. This ley line monolith will make for a really great prop. Ah, you're finally here! We just finished our preparations. Now, look here. This device is used to drive away evil spirits. It'll absorb the curse inside you and cause it to take a physical form. But don't worry, the traveler here is a seasoned warrior and will assure our safety. Oh, right. I forgot to tell you. It'll be fine.
Will that really solve my problem? trust the director. She might look like a weirdo, but she's serious about everything she does.
How can you call me a weirdo? I mean, wouldn't you say it's more charmingly naive or disarmingly different? Alright, let's get down
Она,
to
кстати, очень
business.
похожа
My
на
glamorous
гробовщика
assistant,
из Темного
please activate the
Дворецкого.
device.
Маленький такой синегами.
Is it really
Ой,
possible to
мама,
materialize
почему
the curse?
90? Без 92 уровней, а? Ну ладно, допустим, собранная в 30% что-то да может. Так, все-таки.
Nowhere to hide. Speed of light.
В смысле я пока только одного убью? Так, ну самое противное.
Incoming.
I'm counting on you!
With sword comes shadow. I'm going in. Let's light it up.
Oh, coming through! Let's roll!
Speed of light. Don't blink.
Adventure time.
Speed of light. Hey. Nowhere to hide. Don't blink. Hey. How are you feeling? Did the curse leave your body?
Yes, I feel more invigorated than ever before. I'm cured. I can't express how grateful I am for your and the Traveler's help. If it hadn't been for you, the curse would have taken my life.
Great. In which case, I guess now I can tell you. You've been pranked.
What?
This exorcism device, people like you wouldn't recognize it, but it's just an old ley line monolith deceptively effective at attracting monsters. And those were real monsters, not a manifestation of your curse. So riddle me this. If I didn't do anything to lift the curse, then what's the cause of your sudden recovery?
The curse wasn't real? Then why was I sick?
Well, you caught a cold, ate something bad, or just scared yourself sick. It's anyone's guess, but I'm leaning towards the last option. Wouldn't be the first time in my career.
How unexpected.
I also didn't expect that, but still, I'd like to thank you.
Ух ты, какой
Don't
молодой
mention
человек
it.
умный.
I found a way to deal with your fears this time, but I can't do it over and over again. So I'd appreciate it if you try not to give in to superstitions in the future. Human life is short. Enjoy it while it lasts.
Wow, what a weird thing to say. I shall head back. I'm sorry for troubling you.
I feel relieved to see that it wasn't Big G's doing. However, unless he crosses the border, there will be no end to his antics. Since we are done with the matter at hand, can we resume our search for Big G?
I believe that won't be needed. He found us first.
Big G?
I didn't mean to bother you. Any of you.
This is Big G? He's just a child? Well, he is a spirit. It's quite normal that he looks just like he did when he left this world. That's not what Paimon imagined when Paimon first heard the name Big G. Let's bring him back to Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. We have much to do.
Вернуться в ритуальное бюро. Кстати, вот здесь вот наверху есть точка географии. Я ее уже собрала, но многие про нее забывают.
After all that's happened, Paimon's not even sure what's going on anymore. Actually, I'm not surprised in the slightest. Remember what I said? There's only so many evil spirits in this world. It was a twist of fate that made him leave Wuwang Hill in the first place. Now, for some reason, he can't go back. This explanation sounds a bit far-fetched to Paimon.
Actually, she pretty much summed it up.
Huh? Don't ever question my professional instincts.
I just wanted to check up on my friends. That's why I came to Liyue Harbor. I promise I wasn't up to any mischief. I never wanted to scare anyone. A few days ago, some people came to Wuwang Hill on a dare. I heard them saying they'd come from Liyue Harbor, so I followed one of them back and ended up here.
It must have been poor Luocheng that he followed. Maybe he didn't notice you, but he could still feel your presence. Now we know what caused his nightmares.
I was discovered?
Well, I assume so, otherwise he wouldn't have been scared half to death. Yeah, Hutao and Meng were searching for you all over the place.
Oh, that's because I couldn't find them. It's my first time in Liyue Harbor, and I got lost in the city.
Now that you mention it, Big G always had a poor sense of direction. When we were kids, he'd never go down the hill by himself. We always had to lead him.
So, all of this was just because you got lost? Why didn't you just fly? Like any other ghost or spirit? Don't you think it's much easier to find your way from up above?
Пана, как будто ты так взлетаешь.
Can't. It's too high for me. I'd get scared.
That's right, yes! He used to be so afraid of heights that he wouldn't even so much as look down the hill. You haven't changed a bit.
I knew I wasn't supposed to show myself to the living, and with so many people walking around Liyue Harbor, my only choice was to hide. I wouldn't have found you if it weren't for the Leyline Monolith's call.
I'm so relieved that you haven't become an evil spirit.
Like I said, don't ever doubt my professional instincts. Now, all we have to do is escort this lost child back to Wuwang Hill. And we should be done and dusted.
But he just said he wanted to visit his friends. Apart from me, there's also Little Wu, Mumu, and Songza.
Well, if that's the case, we can't let him down. We'll ask them all to help us prepare a farewell ceremony for Big G. Mung and I will escort Big G back to Wuwang Hill. You meet with those three and ask them for keepsakes to symbolize each one of them during the ritual, then come and find us.
They're all friends. Can't we just go there all together? Or maybe we can take Big G to them.
That's not a good idea. I don't want to scare them.
I wouldn't want ordinary folks to become superstitious. The less they know, the better. So be careful what you say when you collect the keepsakes.
Are we really going with Hu Tao's plan?
Смотрите, что
At least by
говорите.
keeping things low-key, we won't be giving anyone nightmares.
Маленький уже большой.
Hi!
Oh, you. Sorry, I won't be needing the funeral parlor's services anytime soon. Yes, we grew up together. We still keep in touch even now. I don't know why he started working for Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. To be honest, I find their director to be quite peculiar. But he must have had his reasons. He's on his own now, after all. And he still can't get over what happened to Big G. Did he tell you about it?
Yeah, he did. If you could pick one thing to give to Big G as a keepsake, what would you choose? Just, theoretically speaking. We're just being hypothetical here. Definitely not gonna actually go commemorate him or anything.
I'd cook something for him. Oh, he could eat spicy food like no other. His favorite meal was extra spicy Jueyun chili chicken. I can make it for you if you bring me some Jueyun chilies. I'm sure he'd appreciate the flavor of his childhood years. I still use that old recipe.
Deal! Just give us a minute.
Jueyun chilies are a common... Great. This should be enough. I'll get started on the Jueyun chili chicken. I guess you've got other folks to track down? When everyone's ready, I'll get the dish over to you.
Great! See you later! How did he know about the other?
Как он узнал? Ну, как? Кто бы ему об этом всем рассказал, Паймон?
Not you again. I told you, I'm not interested in the inner workings of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor.
Mung told us about you. You're good friends, right?
That's true, yes. Come to think of it, I remember he did join Wangsheng Funeral Parlor recently. It didn't take long for his good friends to figure out why. The Big G incident. But I know there's nothing we can say to help him get over it. Letting go of the past is a painful process. I would know. So, is Big G the reason you're here to see me?
How did you know? We didn't even say anything.
I'm a businessman. I've got a sixth sense for this kind of thing. Everyone hears the name Moo Moo and thinks I must be dim-witted. I never heard the end of it when I set up shop. But I'd say I proved a few people wrong. Here, take this. It's a top-of-the-line toy box we all dreamed of owning as kids. Back then, none of us could afford it. We were penniless. Today, business is booming. I ended up buying loads of these. It was a dream come true.
Wow, you must be like super rich.
For me, it's a memento of a childhood long gone. Without it, we wouldn't be where we are today. So, having found me, I guess you'll be looking for Little Wu and Songza next.
We already saw Little Wu. Now we
I see. If it's Sungzi you're after, let's meet at the overpass at Feiyun Slope. It's just above the staircase leading down to the dock. I've got an errand to run. I'll come find you as soon as I'm done.
Внешне от коробочки напоминает те, в которых сокровища на драконьем хребте хранились. Лестница, мой злейший враг, лестница, мой злейший враг. Отлично плутаю по этим лестницам.
Huh? You're all here.
Reminiscing about old times, thinking back to past events. We've been at it for years.
Our hometown was completely destroyed in a disaster, so we've got nowhere to go back to. Now, home is wherever friends are.
They've just been telling me you're looking for keepsakes? I make artisan Sao lanterns down by Liyue Harbor. I guess they represent me better than anything. A few days ago, I bought some quality plastrite shards. They're currently all in the warehouse at the dock. I've already spoken to the manager. Could I ask you to retrieve them for me?
Seems like you already know what's going on. Be back in a jiffy.
Снова и снова бежать, бежать.
We're here to pick up the plastrite shards for Sansa.
I think she mentioned it. Yes, the plastrite shards are over in that crate there. Please, help yourselves.
Doesn't seem like they're here. Let's look someplace else. Doesn't seem like they're here. Let's look someplace else. These look like what Sansa was talking about. Let's head back. Handed out.
Ну это после окончания задания Сяо. Да, я здесь уже все сделала, но особое задание я не сделала, потому что их еще тогда не было, когда я здесь выполняла репутацию. Поэтому не обязательно прям всегда выполнять репутацию до самого конца. Иногда можно там последние полууровня оставить, либо посчитать, сколько в принципе необходимо для закрытия. Если прям очень сильно крылья не хочется, то можно и дождаться, пока это случится само собой. Ты не поймешь, та лестница, не та лестница, не та лестница. Наверное, заблудился, наверное, пропал. Да. Как я не люблю здесь плутать. Как понять, куда бежать, зачем бежать? Тут не надо было бежать, тут надо было просто пройти. Лабиринты, лабиринты.
My thanks to both of you. This looks like great stuff. Please. Okay, there we go. I wrote all 5 of our names inside the lantern. You know, during the annual lantern rite, we all release a lantern like this. No matter what the days may bring, whichever roads we choose to take, while this rite remains observed, each of us remains the same.
As for the matter of Big G, the three of us have discussed amongst ourselves and agreed we won't press you on it.
But if you get the chance, please let him know we're doing well. And that the things we once spoke of, they've all come to pass.
Thank you. We'll pass it on. Big G is lucky to have friends like you. We got everything we need. Let's go to Wuwang Hill and find Hu Tao and the others.
Да, экспедиции-то я забыла.
Oh, you're back already? Sooner than I expected. You didn't go spilling the beans, did you, Paimon?
Does Paimon look that unreliable to you?
I'm kidding. Anyway, looks like they were willing to hand over some keepsakes, so I guess they knew the deal. Nevertheless, when it comes to things like ghosts and ghouls, spirits and souls, one thing everyone knows is you never know what to expect. Which explains why they were reluctant to pry and find out the full story. Which is just as well, because if they had attempted to, it would have been too much for me to deal with. Guard the border between life and death. This is Wangsheng Funeral Parlor's most important responsibility, and I'm stricter than most.
So what about us? Does it matter if we cross the border?
Да, например, утонем в
Of course
фонтане.
not. After all, you were caught up in all this already, just like Meng. It's not the end of the world if you catch a glimpse behind the curtain. And where we're going, don't be surprised at what you may see or what may occur. All of it exists within the border between the living and the dead. An ordinary place, really. The only special thing about it is that nobody really knows about it. Whatever you do, don't get all worked up over nothing, okay? Or else by the time we're out, I'll have to erase your memories. So listen to everything I say. Let's go.
I'm scared. But like Hu Tao says, we're already caught up in this. We better see it through to the end.
Никогда не поднимайте уровень выше, чем это необходимо.
Wish me luck.
90 у меня, конечно, нету, но это максимальный мой отряд. Выше него я пока предложить ничего не могу.
Silly churl, Billy churl, silly Billy, hilly churl.
Церемония древних знати. Так. Аж целых 3 консты. Мне кажется, ли ее ешка пострашнее ульты?
What is this place? Somewhere close to death, but not like the hell or underworld from the tales of old. This is just a place where the ley lines tend to go a little bit haywire. So keep your cool. Follow me. The farewell ceremony site is just up. That pattern looks familiar. From the right angle, you can make out the whole thing. Oh, just like last time. Huh?
О. Да, действительно необычное место.
This is order.
It's named the border. You can't just cross whenever you please. You need to have a little... How do people normally put it? Pomp and ceremony?
I'm
pretty sure that's not how people put it. By the way, I imagine Adventurers Guild members are good at making order of things. See if you... Incinerate!
Сделала ее полностью. Просто пропустила.
This looks the same, but there aren't enough. So confusing. Let's have a look around. Or up ahead.
Если мне память здесь не изменяет, нужно его взять, пройти полностью весь путь, и он сделает такой кругляшок. Так, я надеюсь, мне выносливости это хватит. Это было бы забавно помереть только по причине того, что гробовщику не хватило выносливости. Пожалуйста. О, фух. Это было рискованно. Глупо и рискованно. Вот, собственно, и те воротца. Да, у нас вот сюда вернулись, снова эти коробочки. Вот, и тут нас ждет еще один такой. Мы же только что здесь были, и даже паучок здесь был. Если бы мы пробежали, сначала поставили одну и пробежали, то нам бы пришлось...
Paimon thought we were gonna be trapped in that weird place forever.
That's exactly the point. Trespassers end up running scared.
So, that's the weird...
Yep. Just dive off the edge here.
What?
With the wind.
Ребята, просто прыгайте. Ну, подумаешь, упадете в воду. Ну что, тонете, если выносливости не хватит.
Welcome to the farewell ceremony site. Our destination is just up ahead. I know you're excited, so feel free to have a look around and talk amongst yourselves. Soon you'll find out there's nothing special about this place.
Are you clients? Apologies. This is just a little unexpected. Seeing that it was Hu Tao that brought you puts me at ease. But I'm afraid we don't have the means to entertain guests here. My name is Lan Si. I've been waiting for someone for a long time now. Exactly how long, I couldn't really say. Everyone says waiting is difficult. But walking, watching, talking to newcomers and the old crowd, it helps
Если
to
я
pass the time.
правильно понимаю, она ждет того самого старичка из деревни Кондо.
It's all the same to me. Waiting's all I can do anyway. But if you too are looking for someone important to you, it's best not to keep waiting forever.
Are you new here? What a coincidence, so am I. I can't believe how nice the scenery is. I thought it'd be all pitch black and freezing cold with no sense of space or time. Here I can finally work out a lifetime of emotions. It's fantastic. Perhaps I just set my expectations too low. By the way, have you seen Uncle Jean recently?
That guy, I remember him saying it was time for him to move on.
Good for him. I wonder where he's off to next.
If you're curious, why don't we go and see for ourselves?
Some other time, perhaps. I'd like to stay here for a while.
Специфический такой разговорчик. Отсюда что, можно уйти? Ой, тебе, Господи.
It's the lantern rite again. Wouldn't it be cool if we got to see the lanterns ourselves one day?
You can make a wish without a lantern, you know. My mom told me. As long as you yell it really loud, your wish will come true in the future.
Yell it? Isn't that kinda embarrassing?
As soon as the first person yells, and everyone else just joins in, and nobody feels embarrassed anymore.
That's right. Little Wu, you start.
All right. I wish I could open a massive restaurant with never-ending dishes and snacks, so I could eat Joy-Yu and chili chicken every day.
That's your wish?
If that's so funny, what's your wish?
To get rich, of course. Do big business and make a load of Mora. With Mora, you can do whatever you want and be happy.
Yeah, if you get rich, you could buy that super expensive toy box.
Not just one. One for everyone. No, loads for everyone.
Well, if Momo's gonna be a businessman, then I don't need to earn any money.
Whoa. It's tough getting rich. Don't put all the pressure on me.
As for me, I want to learn to make Ning Xiao lanterns. The big kind! And Xiao lanterns, too. I'll be the best artisan around.
Кажется, мы уже в детстве решили
That way we
быть
don't need to
вместе.
go to Liyue Harbor to release Xiao lanterns.
Anyway, those are our wishes. Mom, Big G, what about you?
Me?
Huh? Leo disappeared. Right when he was about to make
brings back so many memories. That was the last lantern ride the 5 of us spent together.
It's been so long. Everyone's all grown up. Have all those wishes really come true?
We asked each of them for parting gifts for you. Little Wu's become a chef, Momo's a successful businessman, and Zongza makes great shell lanterns.
Really? Wow.
We've never forgotten our childhood dreams. We've kept them in our hearts as a promise to each other. Anyway, time to release this lantern.
Hey, take a hint. Let's give them some space to go over the good old days.
Wow, there are even the names of all 5 of us on it. Amazing. Oh, didn't you just say that you release lanterns every year? Do you plan to add more names over the years? Like Little Wu's kids and Momo's wife?
Actually, I have some good news. Mumu's soon to be a father. He's been talking about nothing else recently. He's excited and nervous at the same time.
I wonder if such a goofball will make a good father.
No. You'd be surprised how sharp-witted he is now. Let me tell you.
Take the hint? Really? Of all of us, you're the one who needs to learn how to read the room.
Really? The end result is the same, though. Exactly what I do and how I do it are just minor technicalities. As I explained, Wangsheng Funeral Parlor was, once upon a time, more akin to a doctor's office than an actual funeral parlor. During the Archon War, piles of corpses covered the wilderness. People were plunged into misery and suffering. Disease was spreading all over the land. Death devastated the world of the living. Such were the times when the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor was first established. As humans, its founders were deemed too insignificant to matter, but slowly, they managed to drive away death.
They must have paid a huge price for that.
After generations, Liyue Harbor became a bustling hub of prosperity, luring people with dreams of great fame and abundant mora. But in the end, some lunatics stirred up the legacy of the dead. By that I mean the remnants of the defeated gods that ravaged the world. I won't go into specifics of that situation, but suffice to say that at its peak, life was on the verge of bringing about its own extinction, while death was coming back with a vengeance. It took a long, long time, longer than you'd think, to restore balance and reinstate the border. Without it, Liyue Harbor as we know it wouldn't be here today, neither would the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor, you or me. Not a chance. Curiosity can be perilous, you know. Don't forget my warning. The less you know, the better.
Похоже, Хутао страдает бессонницей.
What you make of my words is up to you. I do hope that most of it flew over your heads, though. The Wangsheng Funeral Parlor is just that. A funeral parlor. Nothing more to it. We live in peaceful times, but this harmonious coexistence between life and death should never be taken for granted. Huh? It's about time. Let's go. Let's take them to the place where all begins and all goes to rest.
What kind of place is that?
I just mean where we first bumped into each other. I come up with fun names for things sometimes, okay? No need to hound me with questions about every little thing I say.
Грубая тетя Хутао.
think we did everything we could to make you happy, Big G, wouldn't you say? But if you ever really do become an evil spirit and come back with more nefarious nonsense in mind, I may have to forget our friendship and give you a far less fond farewell.
I won't, I promise. I'm grateful for everything you've done for me. Now that I know that my friends are doing so well, I have no intention to bother them.
I also want to thank you. You made my dream come true, too.
So you should also mind my warning, Mung. If you won't let go of the past, I might reunite you two sooner than you think.
How can you say such horrendous things with that smile on your face?
Well then, last but not least, let's say our goodbyes to Big G.
See you later, Big G.
Not like that. You won't be seeing him later. Let's stick to goodbye and such.
No worries. I'll just take my leave. I'm sorry. Of all the wishes we yelled that day, only ours hasn't come true.
Nah, don't be bothered by that. No life is without its regrets. You can leave.
All right. I'll remember you all. Goodbye.
He's gone then. I thought that closure would bring me relief, but all I can feel now is emptiness.
So, what was the wish you two made? We didn't have a chance to hear it earlier.
Well, after each of us has started a family and built a career, we want both our families to spend the lantern rite together. That's why I envy my friends so much. Little Wu and the rest. They all had a chance to fulfill their wishes. Mine, however.
That's right. Also, think about this. Everyone gets burned to ash one day. So enjoy your life while you can, and when your duty to the living is over, you can meet whoever you want again in the afterlife. Isn't that great?
Thank you? Either way, I don't think I'll ever return to Ruwamil. I have a lot of feelings to process.
No worries. It's a good opportunity for you to go on vacation. Consider your leave approved. Naturally, this doesn't change the terms of our previous agreement. The leave will be unpaid.
Aren't you forgetting about something?
I took you to the border and let you have a look around, didn't I? But based on your reaction, it seems like you didn't find what you're looking for. It is a pity indeed.
The biggest pity of all is your lack of help.
Вредная
I was
консерва.
fishing around on your behalf through the channels that aren't accessible to you. Unfortunately, I didn't find any leads worth pursuing either. I'll keep my eyes open in case anything crops up. If so, I'll be sure to let you know.
You don't sound like you mean it.
I'm not an expert on tracking down the living. However, if you want me to summon someone from the other side of the border...
Stop saying creepy stuff.
Тетя Люция,
Relax.
булочка.
I'll help you look for them. You have my word. My exquisite sense of humor always goes unappreciated. I have my reasons.
Reasons?
The spirits we saw near the border are the dead that still long for the world of the living. But I've never seen any of the previous directors there, not even once. This means that becoming the director of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor was the right decision for them, and left them with no regrets.
Вот и с этой историей мы разобрались. Так. Мне сейчас экспедиции переотправлю. И пойдем дальше.
Ad Astra.
Benny's in.
Flee at my command, foul demons! Flee! Why won't you flee?
Uh-oh. Looks like Star Snatcher's in trouble. And there are innocent bystanders here, too. We have to step in.
Incoming! Hey!
I don't get it. Why didn't the Sigil of Permission do anything? Has the evil aura of these hilly churls grown in intensity?
Sigil of Permission, huh? Now why does that sound familiar? Right! It's a keepsake of the Adepti, so it must still contain traces of their power! No wonder he was able to scare those monsters away earlier!
What are you two babbling on about? One is merely underslept, meaning that one's adeptal power is not in full flow. Were one but given another opportunity...
Well, as it happens, there goes another bunch of evil hilly churls over there. Should we leave them to you, then?
One suddenly feels ill at ease. Surely one has overexpended one's adeptal powers. Otherwise, one would surely purge these infernal beings at once.
So you were just bragging after all. We were right to be suspicious. Come on, Traveler. Looks like it's up to us. Use your elemental sight and hunt them down. conqueror of demons again. No wonder. Paimon was just...
It's you. I remember you. I was
Это
purging
звучит
some living
угрожающе.
beings that had been tainted by the demonic. It would appear that I have caused you some trouble.
Huh? He isn't usually this polite. What's going on? But you were exorcising demons. How is that causing trouble?
That is because the changes that occurred in these monsters stem from me. Or more precisely, from the karma I have accumulated.
Mutations? Karma? Does that mean... Yeah, Paimon remembers that Xiao is also called the Vigilant Yaksha, isn't he? So that means... Oh. Poor Xiao!
Господи. Сейчас кого-то превратят в консерву.
I see. You must mean that piece of literati fan fiction from a few hundred years ago. All things are impermanent, and to exist is to suffer. We Yakshas have no need of sympathy or tears. My comrades who have passed on would see your tears as a stain upon their legacy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It matters not. In any case, I am on my way to purge a cavern of demonic influence, so we shall part ways here.
Wait! Take us with you! We'll be a big help! Paimon promises!
No need. I am used to fighting alone. And in any case, these mutations originated from me to begin with.
Well then... Oh! Consider it Paimon's penance for being accidentally rude just now! Please?
Well, come on then.
So, Xiao, you've been suffering from the bad karma all this time?
Suffering is my price to...
Ну, попробуем этим. В крайнем случае перезайду. Кстати, в заданиях легенд персонажи тестовые. А вот это я зря.
I will use the
Там
ritual
всё-таки
known as the
страшные
Bane of all evil
персонажи.
to relieve this place of its karma. You must remain calm. Do not allow yourself to be affected by the lingering wrath of bygone gods.
Почему такая атмосфера? Ой, господи. Угу. То есть драться мы будем только Сяо? Затестить. Так. Ну, почти 100% шанс и почти 100% криты. Поршень. Холд церемония. Угу. Опа. Четвертый констой защиты увеличивается в 2 раза. То есть, в принципе, можно ставить пушку будет, которая зависит от защиты, либо дает баф на защиту. вообще делает его молнией Маквином. Ну, конечно, ульта так долго не действует.
Queen of all evil. That must be the power you got for being a vigilant Yaksha, right? Paimon's just realized that you only wear your mask when you're fighting the bad guys. But that Star Snatcher guy wears his mask the rest of the time, too.
Star Snatcher? I am aware of no Adeptus by such a name.
So he is a fraud! Well, we'll continue this discussion later. You should focus on your battle for now.
Косой у меня сяо. Очень косой сяо.
Worthless! Worthless! Useless! Worthless! 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 It is good that we came here. An unusual number of living things had fallen under infernal influence. Had we not arrived in good time, the consequences would have been unthinkable. Now, this Star Snatcher you speak of, what is the situation?
Ooh, Paimon will tell you.
An Adeptus who grants wishes. To think that people could be so easily deceived by such blatant lies.
As an Adeptus, do you have the power to grant wishes, Xiao?
The Liyue of yesteryear would never ask the Adepti for boons unearned. Millennia ago, the ancestral people of Liyue asked for nothing more than the strength to defend the land they called their home.
To be honest, an Adepti who grants people's wishes is probably more appealing to people nowadays.
However feeble people nowadays may be, they are not my concern. I concern myself only with following Rex Lapis's original decree.
Oops. Paimon spoke without thinking again. Oh,
Ты это
one more
понимаешь.
thing. That fake Adeptus has a sigil of permission. It's what he uses to exorcise demons.
Wait, Truly? Fool. Exorcising demons without exterminating them. It is no wonder they have been congregating here. If this continues, things may spiral out of even my control. We must confiscate his sigil of permission.
Great minds think alike! Paimon agrees. We've got to show that trickster what you get for trying to fool us. And it just so happens that we've got a real Adeptus with us too. If Xiao were to teach Star Snatcher a lesson, you can bet he'll never dare to pose as an Adeptus ever again.
No. I only slay demons. I do not kill mortals.
Who said anything about killing him?
Я больше
It would
ничего не
certainly
умею.
benefit Liyue if we could convince him to cease his wicked ways. I possess an art called Dream Trawler. It is normally used to separate the soul from the body, that one might cultivate oneself in a waking dream. But it can also be used to call forth the spirits of others.
Whoa. Now that's a real Adepti art for ya.
A ritual must be performed for this art to be used. Assist me in gathering a few items. A censer, 7 lamps, and something to reduce the temperature.
Reduce the temperature. Oh, some mist flowers will probably do, right? But as for the censer and the 7 lamps... probably not the kinds of things you're gonna just stumble across in the wild.
Do you know of the 2 Yaksha statues that stand guard beside a merchant road on the southern face of Mount Tianheng? The ancestors of the people of Liyue built shrines there to honor the Yakshas. You should still be able to find some ceremonial items there. Once you have found them, meet me at the Yaksha statues after nightfall, and I will teach you how to use this art.
Забавный факт о Сяо. Он любит миндальный тофу и говорит, что это напоминает ему сны людей, которые еда. Когда работал еще не на Морокса, а на предшествующего владельца.
The spirit soars the mountains high, while the body rests as the world goes by.
Sorry to interrupt you, but...
Well, I'll be. Isn't that something? A pair walk into a shrine, neither to seek nor worship gods or adepti, but to pilfer the tools of worship for their own ends.
We know it's rude to ask, but we just need them for a short while. Honest.
For the Dream Trawler ritual, I trust.
How'd you know that?
I have been in the shrine for far longer than you would expect. Perhaps as a reward for my faithfulness, I have been endowed with some understanding of the Adepti arts.
Wow. Paimon's never heard of that happening before.
It matters not. Take what you need. It is a fortuitous thing that these items may be of service to you. They serve little purpose here, in any case. Nothing that you need concern yourself with. Please, take what you wish.
least it isn't as run down as the shrine. So next, we just need to grab the 7 star lamps, right? The sooner we start, the sooner we'll be done. Paimon thinks we've got all the ones we can use now. But let's say bye to that guy before we leave, shall we? Huh? Where'd he go? He was right here!
I presumed that once you had acquired what you came for, you would forget about me and simply be on your way.
Ah! It's that guy's voice! Hello? Where are you?
My physical form ceased to exist over 1,000 years ago. What you witnessed earlier was an illusion, created by the Adepti art known as mortal lingering. Now that you have taken the 7-star lamps and censer used in the mortal lingering ritual, my form is no longer visible to you. I was once a junior in the Order of the Yakshas, bestowed with the name Pervases by Rex Lapis himself. Yet my strength failed, and I was slain in battle. Today is the anniversary of my death. My last wish was to see a modern Liyue.
Чтобы заходили только кто-то особенное. Видишь, я как бы не собиралась сейчас повторять, ну, продолжать стрим. Просто почти 2 часа назад села, все-таки ну, не ежедневки, а выполнить задание легенд, которое я уже очень давно не могла выполнить. Сегодня днем на меня так все напали, и Ваня, и Слава. Плюс я все-таки стрим обещала, чтобы немножко так адекватно раскрепоститься. А тут мне муж очень вкусный энергетик подогнал. Берн, персик, манго, без сахара. У меня так энергия появилась, и я решила все-таки закончить, чтобы в 2.8 идти уже с пройденным вот этим вот этапом. Плюс я не могу сказать, что я в гордом одиночестве, просто ты немножко припоздал к началу. Ну или я слишком рано начала. Да, вспомню даже не в прошлом, а позапрошлом. Это когда получается? В прошлые выходные. По-моему, с прошлых выходных не было на эту тему. Да и плюс тут такие места, скажем так, грустные. Веселой компании их не проведешь.
Looks like he's gone then. Paimon really hopes that at least someone will remember Pervases the Yaksha. We should get going. But let's come back here and make an offering sometime.
Бенту опять что-то прилетело по голове. Да, говорила, но я говорила, насколько я помню, что через час примерно вернусь. Но Что-то как-то не срослось. Тайминги не выдерживаю.
Adventure time.
Have you gathered the items for the ritual? This sensor and these lamps. Their designs are flawless. Almost as if they were made specifically for use in the Adepti arts. Where did you come by them?
Стабильная.
Oh, and
Как говорится,
he says hi.
есть настроение и самочувствие, чтобы подтянуть хвосты.
Yes. This does have the hallmarks of something Pervases might do. As I thought, it seems that he could not leave Liyue behind either.
Да и как бы уже
I
сегодня
hope
на
that his present
работу.
state will allow him to rest in peace.
8 часов.
Well then,
Не особо-то и хочется.
let us begin preparing for the ritual. Place the censer in the middle and surround it with the 7-star lamps. Adorn the area with the items of abject cold. Once this is done, we shall proceed. Yes, this will do. Now, the next step is the key to performing Dream Trawler. There are 4 steps to performing this ritual. Offering incense, meditation, incantation, and loosing an arrow.
2 часов засыпаю, причем так очень хорошо засыпаю.
Adepti arts are the product of millennia of study by Adepti. Do not dismiss their mystical workings as rigmarole. Failure to take this seriously could cause the technique to devour one's own body, or cause the spirit to be sundered from one's flesh permanently.
Stop talking! I'm sorry!
When offering the incense, we place the incense into the censer with reverence for Rex Lapis in our hearts. Meditation is to empty ourselves of trivial thoughts, and to focus on the target of the art we are performing. Then we shall recite the incantation in a loud voice. Devayaksha, bring forth sin! Finally, we will loose an arrow towards each of the Yaksha statues to enlist their authority for our contract. If all goes well, Star Snatcher's soul will be brought forth shortly. If you have no other questions, let us begin.
Они волосатые. Плюс, ты же вроде бы помнишь, что я бабка-ёшка. Не кушать детей грустно.
Bring forth sin! It looks like the Yaksha statues are glowing at the waist. So we just fire 1 arrow each at the glowing parts, right?
Выпустите стрелы. И стрелы. В каком у меня отряде стрелок есть? Только в этом. Не люблю я стрелков.
We finished the ritual! And we followed all the instructions to the letter.
Close enough.
Более-менее.
Leave the rest to me. You two get ready to greet him.
There is one. Huh? You two look familiar. What's with one's body? One feels light, weightless, dead. Impossible. One was just lying in peaceful repose at Wangshu Inn. Wait, that must be it. Of course it must.
Во
As
время
expected of an
дождя
adeptus such as
рыбка
oneself.
выходит за
One must
насекомыми,
indeed
за
be in a
наживкой, потому
dream.
что те низко летают из-за
There's
высокой
no helping
влажности.
this guy, is there?
И птички тоже в это время низко летают.
Huh? What is the meaning of this? Do you truly think that one will permit such insolence in one's own dreams?
Alright, time to take
Ничего
him down a
себе,
peg.
килограмм 400. Да и 400 тут тоже очень много.
Come a little closer.
Cool it!
Steady as stone.
Such impertinence. Where are one's followers when one needs them?
You're in for a little shock. You've been a naughty boy.
Dodge this!
Hey, stop it! Stop it! Ow! What's happening? Is this really not a dream?
Самое забавное, а исчез он
Please
совсем
stop!
как
I surrender! I surrender!
похитители сокровищ.
No! No, never again. You almost killed me. Oh, how did I ever have the misfortune to meet you two? Please, great Adepti, spare my life. I won't do this ever again, I swear it.
We did call your spirit here, but we're not Adepti. He, however, is.
You deceive the masses with quackery. Masquerade as an adeptus. Exorcise demons without exterminating them. And display a callous lack of regard for life. One day, you will reap that which you have sown. For those who invite the infernal into their lives, there is no redemption.
You're...
Seems like Shell's got him scared stiff.
Oh, great Adeptus. Might I ask your name? It really is you. It's truly you. Never in my life did I imagine that I might meet the conqueror of demons, the vigilant Yaksha himself.
You know about Xiao?
Of course. My grandfather was a folklorist. I learned the tales of the conqueror of demons at his knee. To this day, I am an avid collector of books concerning the Yakshas. But ever since I discovered a sigil of permission while rummaging through my grandfather's personal effects, at first, I was just imitating the Adepti for fun. But slowly, I began to stray further and further from the righteous path.
Huh. So to sum you up, you're Xiao's biggest fan?
Я бы сказала, не фанат, а
Yes.
фанатик.
Thank you both for allowing me to witness the conqueror of demons in the flesh. It's like a dream come true.
That wasn't quite our intention.
Please allow me to swear this oath before the great conqueror of demons. I swear to turn away from evil, to live an honest life, and to never again stain the name of the Adepti.
Да, большой
I will
запас
remember
на
your
все случаи жизни.
Now go.
Thank you. 1,000 thanks for your forgiveness, and for all that you have done for Leah.
He seemed very earnest when he was making that oath there. Guess he won't be tricking anyone anymore. Oh, wait. We haven't gotten the sigil of permission back yet. Let's head over to Wangshu Inn first thing tomorrow and look for him. Hey there, boss.
Star Snatcher. You mean the false adeptus who wore a mask? He signed in here under the name Wang Ping An. He's already checked out. He said he wished to go on a solo pilgrimage. Ah, yes. He also requested that I give this letter to a traveler who journeys together with a talking fairy, should they come asking for him.
Talking fairy? Who's that?
Это еще.
Well, anyway, you must be the traveler.
Пайман есть
Here's the letter.
Пайман.
How strange that he would leave a letter for us. Is this the final attempt to fool us, maybe? Come on, open it. Paimon's curious. Huh? Seems like he actually left us a few nice trinkets. Along with... Woohoo! The sigil of permission! Paimon hasn't met a bad guy like him in a long time.
Грешник.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go take the sigil of permission to Xiao, shall we?
Скажи, что Сяо просто наверху Да, Сяо наверху. Какое счастье. Обязательно. Так, погодь. Сяо, ты внизу, что ли? Давайте наверху еще.
I'll catch up.
О, да ладно, яксы есть умеют.
Ah, there you are. We got the sigil of permission back. Do you want to take it?
You have my thanks.
May I take your order, sir?
One grilled tickerfish.
Certainly. We'll prepare it for you immediately.
Huh. No almond tofu this time? Well, that's not like Xiao.
Tickerfish was Pervasi's favorite dish. I just wanted to
Сейчас я прохожу
see how it
задание
tastes.
легенд. Они частично открываются на
By wave and storm I hunt for fish.
26-36 ранге
By
приключений. То
wind
есть на
and snow
26-м
I
там,
slay evil.
ну, как бы до 26-го
Is there
они
anything
такие
else?
полусюжетные. То есть
am
они априори
accustomed to eating
появляются. А с 36-го уже нужно покупать заключки. И вот сейчас я, получается, прохожу задание Сяо. И задание легенд — это возможность, ну, в любой момент, как бы однократно, но в любой момент протестить персонажа, который тебе, например, нравится. Ну, плюс, например, как в случае с заданием Джун Ли, либо в задании с Райден, эти, скажем так, задания легенд необходимы, чтобы открыть особое подземелье или открыть доступ к другим квестам. То есть, например, мы сегодня у Славы проходили разлом, он не смог собрать последние 2 камня, потому что они находятся на территории, которая закрыта. А чтобы открыть эту территорию, нужно пройти задание с Дейнслейвом. Оно у него не начиналось, и мы посмотрели, почитали, оказывается, ему нужно пройти бренный мир и еще одно задание. Чтобы пройти бренный мир, нужно пройти полностью арку в Надзуме. Он не прокачивал главного персонажа, ну вот Итера или Люмин, и говорил, да я как бы сам попал в Надзуму. А суть в том, что, по-моему, в 2.0, когда Надзума можно было просто кей и вот по воде добраться до Инадзумы, минуя сюжетную линию. Сейчас это уже невозможно. То есть в 2.1 это, по-моему, починили, и сейчас дойти до Инадзумы нереально. То же самое, что вот, например, до Цуруми мы у него доходили, но дальше сквозь туман пройти невозможно, потому что есть специальная сюжетка. И у него, например, есть персонаж Тома, ну, выпал ему. он не может его прокачать, потому что у него нету грибочков, которые есть только на Цуруме. То есть даже если ты, например, выбиваешь какого-то персонажа 4-звездочного, он находится из там, ну, грубо говоря, условно более поздней версии игры, ты не сможешь его прокачать дальше 40-го уровня, потому что даже прокачать его на 20-й уровень нужно, используя предметы, которые ты получаешь в тестовом режиме. Сейчас задание закончим, я немножко подробнее про это покажу.
Detective Paimon and the trusty traveler solved the case and quietly slipped away.
Я, кстати, сколько переигрываю вот эти вот сюжетки, ключики за ежедневные задания. Сейчас покажу. То есть вот смотри, задание легенд. Ну, как бы у меня остались только задания легенд, потому что сюжетки я практически все прошла. Задания архонтов — это непосредственно основные главы. То есть вот Манштадт, он как бы является типа первым томом, но он является прологом. То есть это, скажем так, обучение игре. Первый том — это Льюэ, то есть это первый регион, который открылся в 2.1, ой, в 1.1, ну, в 1.0, там 1.1, 1.0, по-моему, уже был. Вот, то здесь как бы можно вернуться к самому диалогу. Жаль, только нельзя кат-сцены посмотреть. Вот, потом была глава Близнецы, ну, то есть как бы это окончание первого тома. В этой главе мы, собственно, встретили нашего близнеца, познакомились с Дайнслейвом. Переиграть невозможно. То есть вот, например, в Надзуме единственное, что как бы типа можно переиграть, можно посмотреть варианты ответа персонажей. Ну вот даже если, например, я поменяю, ничего не изменится там. Да, ты права, или здесь наверняка кроется какая-то тайна. Сам диалог не поменяется, какой бы ты вопрос ни задал. Очень редко, когда диалог может чуть-чуть сдвинуться, но он по факту меняется только когда ты свидание проходишь. В просто заданиях легенд. Ну, опять-таки, видишь, если ты играешь с компьютера, у тебя есть 4 сервера. Получается, европейский, американский, азиатский и японский, по-моему. И по факту с одного аккаунта ты можешь на разных серверах создать персонажа. То есть там на американском поиграть, на европейском поиграть. На одном аккаунте у тебя будет там 4 персонажа. И если ты, например, на основе прошел, а хочешь продолжить проходить, ну как бы еще раз пройти, тебе надо полностью всю игру пройти. Либо просто в интернете ищешь, ну как бы, информацию. Только 4. Что именно только 4? Серверов 4. Серверов 4. То есть они как бы, ну, грубо говоря, земной шар на 4 полусферы разделили из-за часовых поясов, ну и из-за региона. То есть Америка — это отдельное полушарие, Европа — это, ну как, получасть. То есть она и на Африку, и на Европу. Азиатский, опять-таки, контингент. Ну и Япония — это вот те, у кого солнышко раньше всего встает. С одного аккаунта можно создать 4 персонажа. Ну, то есть, как бы, 4 линии сюжета провести. У меня, я играю только на Европе, и у меня как раз-таки лично мои 4, то есть 4 разных почты у меня привязано, 3 привязано к... ну у меня как бы типа все из них привязаны к аккаунтам PlayStation, ну, собственно, и к почте. С компьютера новая почта, новый аккаунт. То есть вот у меня так получилось, что основной аккаунт, ну, вот тот, за который я сегодня играла, 57 ранга приключений. Это единственный аккаунт, на который я доначу. Второй аккаунт, который я создавала, я, по-моему, обзоров на него не делала. Сейчас я с него играю только в компьютере.